Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we finished off, and you need to bring us more stuff at some point.
I got to go shopping for alcohol.
What, the cinnamon hot shots, right?
That was a Fireball.
Fireball. Okay, Fireball.
I can bring cinnamon hot shots. I got no problem with
They're
it.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. So we had that. And I forgot to mention last week I had bourbon cream. I did forget to mention that. I do apologize for the error.
Nice.
Apparently the bourbon cream hit me pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
And we do want to thank, before we say hello to everybody, do want to thank Finders Flippers Resell Podcast, at least 2/3 of them. The ones that bothered to show up. I mean, some people can't even show up for shows. It's kind of crazy. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
It's crazy.
It is. I do want to thank them for coming on by. So thank you, guys.
All right. First out the box, Super See the Lights. How you doing?
Thank you for being a member.
Cool Carl's here like always.
Hello.
Marvelous Michael's always here.
Thank you for being a member.
Awesome Eric. How you doing?
Once again, our paths cross. Indeed.
Delightful Don.
Hello, and thank you for being a member.
Awesome AJ.
It's holding me back. Probably Paper Koi. I find blaming him for everything helps me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And my wife blames him also. Yeah, this is perfect. Quadruple F's in the house. How you doing?
And thank you for being a member.
We did Carl.
Wow.
Danny Dave's here.
And thank you for being a member.
All right.
That's a tag. I'm beginning to notice something.
Marvelous Mr. Howell's in the house. Say it.
What's
up?
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, Adrian.
They'll bring everybody from the 80s and or 90s.
Exactly.
And thank you for being a member. All right, everybody, we're going to start the show off.
How are you doing? I'm so rusty.
I see that. I'm doing well. We'll start the show off as we always do. We'll ask how sales are going. Everybody out there, tell us how your sales are in the chat. But Mr. Magazine's going to kick it off.
Amazon's starting to kick into high gear. We're getting towards that holiday season. I took my 10% off sales off. I think November 1st, just to test the waters. It seemed good for a while, but we didn't seem to be getting enough items selling. So I put the 10% back on, and we're doing a lot better. So
watch out, your hat might burn with that light bulb right behind you.
I got more hats.
Okay.
Plus, that doesn't match the reds off, but who's checking?
If we see the smoke coming up from the back of your head.
Exactly. So, Amazon's definitely decent. Can't argue with that. Website's better than normal. DVDs are flying through the roof. We're selling at least 50 DVDs a day now. That's pretty good since we're selling like 10 a day a year ago. And what's left? Whatnot is left, and Whatnot is amazing. We're kicking butt, especially on Saturday and Sundays. I'm selling tons of records over a 4-hour span, so hopefully we can expand it out to maybe 6 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday. My nieces are going to start doing 45s next week.
Wow.
Probably 2 hours a day from like 3 to 5 or 2 to 4, something like that. We're going to figure out what works for her. In eBay, since the election, has been up almost every day, 50% or more.
Oh, wow.
Big difference. I don't know we're listing more on there.
Wow.
We're listing better stuff. It could be that. It could be election. It could be a little bit of both. And also, we had to tweak our shipping policies.
Right.
So we had a lot of people that kept saying, like, I'm only offering priority. And shipping's 40, shipping's 30. It's like crazy prices. But Ground Advantage wasn't in there. So we probably took out first class and didn't put in Ground Advantage. So maybe that's part of the reason we're selling. It probably is,
because that means you then have you've done something to the listings.
Yeah.
And so you refresh the listings, for lack of a better
little
way
bit
to
of
put
everything.
it.
I can't argue things are going good. We're headed in the right direction. See more and more money coming in as we get closer to next weekend.
Wait, does that mean that you may actually pay me some of the money?
No shot at that.
It's not that.
I got to hold on to it once I have some. Jeez.
That's a good point. All right. I hadn't thought of that.
You want to talk to Eric, or do you want me to?
Can someone point me in the direction of the transgendered bathrooms?
Oh,
geez, Eric.
I'm not allowed to talk about that. Neither should you be.
There you go. Still going pretty strong.
Good. That's a good word to use.
Picked up nicely. Right. Okay.
Good.
Postcard eBay is the usual good days, slow days, week averages out. There you go. Of a skinny Elmer Fudd. Okay, that's funny.
I'll take that.
That's funny. So am I the Wascally Wabbit?
I'll take that. That's right.
Oh, boy.
What is it? What's that crew? JD Crew? Is that the clothing line?
Oh, Super Sticker.
Oh, hold on. We're getting there.
And thank you for being a member.
Oh, Super Sam's in the house. How you doing?
113%. Whoa.
That's good stuff.
Random neighborhood kid. Thank you very much for the Super Sticker. Wow.
Appreciate that.
Well, I'm going to tell you real quick. So random neighborhood kid, he was supposed to be meeting us last week Sunday for breakfast, lunch, whatever. He reaches out Saturday. Hey, you want to go to IHOP? He had a couple of things he had to do over here. I said, sure, because IHOP's just up the road. He goes, I have a $25 gift certificate. I said, sure, no problem. Then he orders 2 breakfasts and his girlfriend orders a breakfast. Nice. And somehow or other, the old man ended up paying more money. Figure that one out. He saw me coming.
Oh, I'm getting half that, $2.99.
He saw me coming. He just looks Canadian.
All right. Box.
Eh? Sales so, but despite the putrid summer and early fall, I just surpassed 2023 in terms of number of sales. Good. My ASP is down a bit, just still a bit behind in total revenue. Not going to complain. Wow.
Nice. Good stuff.
Wow.
All right. Joshy
hello.
In the house.
Oh, hello, Schmidt Auctions. Welcome
Schmidt's in. Here. Cool, Kelly. Oh, that's not
pitiful. Oof. Kelly's the first one so far that's having pitiful sales.
Yeah. Make her feel isolated and sad.
Yep. Hello.
Marvelous Metal. How you doing?
Thank you for being a member. Oh, well, all right. There you go. Misery loves company.
Yeah. And how about your sales?
Oh, I'm glad that you asked. For some reason today, I
consider myself
3 or 4 items.
The luckiest man.
Internationally on eBay. I haven't sold anything internationally in forever.
I don't sell much either on eBay internationally.
And then all of a sudden,
even Amazon, not much. Yeah.
3 or 4 went today. I don't understand it. I don't know if they suddenly let my items be seen by the international crowd. I have no idea at all.
Obviously, you didn't sell on multis international because that's near impossible.
Remind me when we get to the insulting offers to talk about that real quick about that. But no, they were all single items. eBay's been okay. I mean, it's okay. Everything's okay. Amazon's okay across the board. Everything is okay. Promoted was 25 out of 46, so going at about 55% there. 94 old items offered, 271 offers. Last week was 276, so about the same. Last year was 130 or 120. 2 years ago was 137. So really, we're at 2.5 times the offers, 2.5 times the offers that we were able to make in the past.
Wow.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
$1 million peddlers over on eBay. We sold 2 items, one of which was a whatnot reject.
Love that stuff.
1 item on Vivs-Views. 2 items on Biblio.
Ooh.
Biblio is in Fuego. We sold 1 Flophouse CD.
Okay.
And we sold 8 items on Etsy. 7 of which were whatnot rejects. So basically all my whatnot rejects just go over to Etsy and sell.
I had my first whatnot reject in their bolo.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
and it went pretty well.
It was a doozy. Yeah.
It is. I do like the, no, we do not want to leave the site. Cancel. I did touch something or other. But I really do like bringing stuff in, bringing it to Whatnot first, and if it doesn't sell, then moving it over to one of the other sites. It gets the things in and out of the house. I'm still making money, and then when it doesn't sell, it sells on Etsy, and I'm still making money.
Can't argue that.
Cannot. How about buys? Is anybody out there buying? It's a slower time for buys, I would think. Especially next week in America, it's going to be really slow.
I had that big buy today. It was a truckload from a friend of yours that you're going to buy his $500,000 stamp collection from what he says.
Yes, and from what I've heard, I've appraised it at that despite never having seen it. I'm really good like that.
It was a truck of like older type toys from the 90s and 2000s, like older computer stuff and games and stuff. But then there was some sports cards that made it worthwhile. So we did a package deal. Supposedly he's got, 12 storage units and 20,000 square foot of storage space of all kinds of, toys and autographs and records. Oh, he's got 30,000 records, he said.
He's got Grateful Dead stuff, autograph stuff, crazy stuff. Yep, guitars.
Working on that guy. We're supposed to meet him in a couple weeks. Other than that, we've got Aaron. I think they mentioned about the Utah, California deal.
You may have. I don't listen.
He's flying into Utah with Dan, his partner.
Right.
Picking up a collection from a customer of mine. Renting a truck. Driving 2 days in the hills of Nevada to get to the Hollywood. The guy lives near the Hollywood sign to pick up right near to pick up 20,000 magazines.
Wow.
The key is we're getting the 18-wheeler they did the Georgia deal to meet them in California. So when they drive the Penske or U-Haul to California, they're going to load that into that 18-wheeler and then turn that in there, and then fly back.
Well, they know that you can drive from New York to California in like super time. It's called a Cannonball Run.
Yes. Well, yeah. Anyways, it's one of those deals where, it's not easy to orchestrate. This has been going on for a couple months to figure out how it's going to work out, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Nice.
How about you? I know you're always buying something.
Well, yes. Local dealer called me. He'd been bothering me for a couple of weeks. I went over to his house. I spent $15 on 3 boxes of books.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 98% of it's over on Whatnot already. So we're all set to put stuff, putting books up over there. The local, one of the local libraries had a sale. Good books, $8 on up, no negotiation. And I went around there and I said, there's no money to be made here. But I didn't realize that at the time they have like a bookstore in the library. So I ended up buying 7 books there at $8 total, $1, and then one was $2. 3 of the books were signed.
Wow.
And I only picked, 15 books off the shelf to look at, and I found 3 signed books. So it makes you wonder how many signed books were actually there when you get down to it, because the odds are I'm not going to just, that one. Oh, look, I picked all 3 signed books.
Yeah.
So there's probably more signed books. I did go over to a Savers over there as well. Prices are really high at a Savers, hard to make any money buying off of there. And then today, I met up with a guy that Mr. Magazine had put me in touch with. He was telling me he has 45 playbills. These things are all really, really good, really, really good stuff. Really, 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 really good. So I finally met him. We put it off a couple of times. One week I had something to do. One week he had something to do, yada, yada, yada. We ended up meeting up, and he didn't have 45 very good playbills. He had about 90 items, of which a bunch of it was sheet music, songbooks. There were some playbills, but they were like...
I thought you were going to say 90 of them were sheet. That was it.
Like Charlotte High School playbill for 1969. Stuff like that. I mean, there's money to be made in it. I looked at the whole thing. I go, how's $60? He goes, well, what am I going to do with it otherwise? Sure. So I probably could have gotten it cheaper than that, but I wanted to be fair with the guy. So he was happy getting $60, and a bunch of that stuff's going to be heading on over to Whatnot. So that was pretty much my buys this week, and it doesn't look like a lot coming up this coming week either. Not with nothing good on the estate sales. My sales are abysmal. I sold one $28 item in 6 days with 10,200 listed.
Wow.
eBay can burn in hell. Well, okay.
JC Jeff, how's it going? Good evening. Roger, what's up?
Good sales this weekend. Thank you for being a member.
Good is good.
Good is good. Greed is good. Sorry to hear. I just kept listening as much as I can. It's slow. I think people are Christmas shopping.
Right, good. Hey, whatever. Hopefully it starts soon.
I don't want this to be political law, but love them or hate them, the economy seems to be much healthier if Trump can benefit my bank account. I'm good with that. Bottom line, and again, I agree the lack of politics. Bottom line, that's all that really matters, generally speaking, to most of us on the micro level is what's going on with us.
I was going to say that $60 we gave that guy. Normally I'd say you can fill up your gas tank. Now I would say wait 3 months, you can fill your gas tank up twice.
There you go. You never know. I wish mine were putrid. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. That is bad. That's bad. Worse than putrid. Been buying vinyl. My Salvation Army lowered the price of records from $2 each to $1 each, or $3. Wow, $3 each to it. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, that's great.
That is huge. Got some Cars and Boy Scout stuff coming in soon.
Good stuff. Wow.
Yep. I agree, Don. Said it nicely.
Okay.
All righty. Let's see what Don said there.
What word is worse than putrid? Anyone have a thesaurus?
Double putrid? Glitch of the week. eBay messages. I hate the new eBay messaging. I went from having 0 messages to 144, yet nothing changed. They just all of a sudden started counting old messages, and I'm going, what the heck? And that's, I don't have OCD per se, but I like having the 0 up there.
Yeah. So
when I see 144, it drives me absolutely crazy, but I'm not going to sit there and spend the time to sit there and delete old messages. I'm like, because I'm sure at some point they'll drop off.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going, really? Why would you do that? And then you delete, and then the messages are still there, and it's just a nightmare. Yahoo was screwing up for me this week. I never had this error before. You already sent this message in another session. I'm like, I'm still on the phone. What other session are you talking about? And then Whatnot was having some problems with labels, Mr. Magazine. Could not generate label, could not get quote for shipping.
Wait, when did that happen? Because I think
It's been happening about 2 or 3 days now.
Because when you told me that one time, and it happened for me for maybe a half hour or something. My problem is I don't want to brag, but I have so many sales and I print in bulk. That's why it takes forever to generate the label. Sometimes I think it's not doing it.
Right.
And then I got to click it again, or even the email takes long. Like to email me that, I'll click it again. But I can't complain.
Kelly, I don't like the fact it says I have 144 unread when I don't have 144 unread, or I've read them on the computer.
Fake news.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm not a fan of it. Postcard labels are driving me nuts. I have 5 tracking requests. Oh, the standard, eBay standard envelope. Oh, there you go, Eric.
Yeah. Perfect.
And then I don't know if you saw this or not. Everybody is complaining. eBay has done new mailers, the new padded mailers. They're horrible. Everybody is complaining about them. Absolutely horrible. They're just a touch, not as wide as they were before. And they don't have nearly as much play, and the bubbles aren't nearly as good. So it actually adds time to your packing, because used to be you had more play. So if you're putting the cardboard in, you kind of could just put it in. Now you got to line it up straight before you put it in. Yes, that's you have to line it up straight when you put it in now. So take the time, do it right. These new mailers are horrible. And if you go on Reddit and everything, I mean, people complain all the time on Reddit. People complain all the time on e-commerce bites, but they're really complaining about it. It's terrible. eBay bulk editor has been glitchy the last couple of days. Something went wrong. There you go. Wow. Yeah, luckily I don't ship that way, but geez. Putrid, decomposing, spoiled, rancid, foul, rank.
Wow.
Rank.
There you go.
That is pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, the item of the week this week. A lot of us will remember these. Remember these cards, Mr. Magazine?
I do. I forgot what they're called technically, but
Sportscasters.
There you go.
These are Sportscasters cards. A lot of people, if you're of a certain age, you got shipped these in the mail. Would have gotten a 3-pack free, which included the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl I, as I remember, and Hank Aaron. Wow. I forget what the third one was. There were 3 of them all together. If you were to sign up for this, you would get monthly cards every single month. Well, this is right near the end of the series. This is the Irvin Magic Johnson card. It's a couple of $100 card. Do keep your eyes open for this. The 3 best cards are this, Larry Bird and Wayne Gretzky. The funny thing about it is the collection I picked up did have this one, did not have the other 2, which I thought was kind of crazy. I don't know why.
Who else is good besides Gretzky?
Gretzky, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson. Those are the 3 best ones. They're all a few $100s a piece. So do keep your eyes open if you see piles of these over here. These were in the last bunches of the series. The 3 good cards were. This actually is.
Are they short printed because they're in the end, or just in demand because of the years they came out?
Short printed. Yeah. Fewer people were doing it back then. Yep.
Gotcha.
So, yep, these are really nice cards, really cool cards to collect. If you really want to get deep into the weeds, there's like 5 different versions of them. There's made in Italy, there's made in Japan, and then there's different codes on the back as well. If you really want to get deep into weeds and collecting them, I'm insane. So I do try to collect one of each one because, of course, I do. However, at this point, I'm happy having one Irvin Magic Johnson. Honda commercial came out about 3 minutes ago. Wonder if the dealership will give me a better deal if I say I watch your show. Yeah, of course. Of course. I'm sure they will. Larry Legend, yep. I went to print bulk labels and received an error message saying post office was having issues, but worked after I opened a new page and retried. And I heard that the bulk labels on eBay, the link was bad. They were given the wrong link on eBay itself in the help pages. I read that over on e-commerce bites. I'm always so thankful my friend added me to her family for YouTube Premium so I don't get interrupted by ads anymore. She hates my guts. I'll sign up for it myself. There you go.
It's a good backup plan.
Sent a hat to Israel back in July. Turns out Canada Post is hanging on to it because of the war. Then they went on strike. Oh, geez. Try explaining that one to your customer.
Exactly.
Try explaining that one. Selling off for the week. Mr. Magazine had a monogram Superman figure key ring on cards, $7.75. Got a $1 offer. That is kind of insulting, really, when you get right down to it.
Exactly. Was it 80% off?
Yeah. I had an Esquire December 1983. I wanted $44.22. I got a $4 offer, has free shipping. But I want you to listen to this issue, Mr. Magazine. Jack Kerouac, Malcolm X, and Jackson Pollock.
Is this a Confucius joke?
No. It's the Esquire magazine.
Oh, okay.
Listen to those keywords.
Yeah,
Jack
I know.
Kerouac, Malcolm X, and Jackson. They walk into a bar.
Yeah.
$44. Guy offered me $4, which is less than the shipping.
New
and it's got those
magazines are like $8 minimum.
It's got those 3 keywords in there.
Like fantasy magazines are like $12 to $15. I mean, it's just crazy.
Tell me about it. $30 car, $5 offer. Yep.
My kid turned 16, so maybe you can drive it. $30 is worth it.
I had Le Petit Parisien, a World War I newspaper, August 31st, 1917. So this was put out during World War I.
Yeah.
I'm asking $20.24. I got a $4 offer. You know what a new newspaper costs? Darn close to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Let alone from World War I.
Yeah.
And then you had, which seemed really low, you had a Jim Palmer autographed, it was cracked, Young and Company bat. You wanted $66.44. You got a $15 offer on it. Where to start with that one?
I don't even know. The bats are $50 minimum just to buy a bat. Yeah.
And then I had an item, and the person, I wanted $20 on it. The person overseas said, "I'll give you $6.50 for this. You ship it along with the other item that you sent me an offer on." And I'm like, no. I said, because for me to ship them together, I have to end the items. I have to bundle them together. I have to do this. I'm not doing that for $6.50 less fees.
They don't get it. They don't get it.
Bartender asked, "Why the long face?" There you go. 2 men walk into a bar, the third man ducks. Countdown to Brimfield. We are actually making slow progress. A little tiny bit of progress this week. So we're getting there ever so slowly. Bum. And someone counter offered me a penny higher than what I sent them and said, "Let's meet halfway." Who knows? Crazy. People are crazy. Okay, the Confucius joke of the week. This actually wasn't this past week's. It was an earlier one because they all were terrible this week. Mr. Magazine.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you for a definition.
This is the Confucius joke.
Do you listen? I just said the Confucius joke of the week.
Well, I knew it had to come eventually.
What is the definition of middle age, Mr. Magazine, according to Confucius?
When I leave my cheese out for half a day.
Middle age is when woman's hair turns from gray to black. Middle age is when a woman's hair turns from gray to black. That was the Confucius joke of the week. Do stop by Whatnot 20 after Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 4 p.m., 10 a.m. also on Tuesdays. You will hear another Confucius joke. It's bound to get better at one point. Has to, right?
Yeah, Has
to. You said you got in a bar fight and the bar won. There you are. Customer issues. Mr. Magazine had a $500 G.I. Joe order placed by mistake. How do you do that?
You're lying or you're dumb, one or the other.
Same way that I had a guy make an offer the night before, like at 8 o'clock at night on American Airlines ticket item. I accept it. Next morning he pays it, and then 5 minutes after paying it, cancels it because it was made by mistake. Dude, you made the offer yesterday.
Yeah,
I accepted the offer, and then
you're
getting
emails that you're buying this item.
I don't understand people. A guy with 2,223 positives put on an item not received though tracking shows it's moving. That bothers me because people like that know better.
Is that you or me?
That was to me.
Okay.
But he knows better.
Right.
He's got 2,200 positives and the tracking's moving.
Yeah.
That's the key. There you go. There you go. Man who goes through airport turnstile sideways is going to Bangkok. Indeed. Mr. Magazine had a problem with a Playboy Cybergirl magazine. Seller, why in the hell did you cut out 10 pages? WTF. So if you want to explain why you cut out 10 pages.
Look, they did it on purpose. I mean, like, not for nothing. Look at the positive rating. And obviously it's a mistake. It slipped through the cracks. Yeah.
That's all you have to say. I'm looking for something now. We're supposed to expand a little bit because I wrote down here to look for something.
Oh, Don's using full the caps here. Stuff's getting real.
Indeed. Mr. Magazine had a Muscle and Fitness July 1980 magazine. Hello. Didn't you get the following message that I sent a few days ago? Hello. Could you please tell us who is the gorgeous black lady pictured on the front cover with Chris Dickerson? I searched for Carol Connors on the internet, but couldn't find any woman by that name who could be the one in question. And both Jormo Ratty and Olev Ennis are male bodybuilders. So we would really appreciate if you could let us know. Thank you very much and have a wonderful week. Unfortunately, it's impossible to make any decision on bidding on or buying your magazine without your reply.
So they're not going to buy it unless they know her name, even though they like what they see.
That's pretty much, yeah. Warren has 2 guys in death row to last request. First was your achy breaky heart. The second guy has to be killed first. There you are.
That's a good one.
Well, somebody, and I don't know if I printed it out or not, somebody was upset with you, Mr. Magazine, with the return. Oh,
hopefully they take a number and get in line.
No, it was the return that you had with the negative for seller because sent it Texas, then the East Coast, sent it to him on the West Coast, and they wouldn't remove it. That's kind of crazy.
That is ridiculous.
So Mr. Magazine had a return of an item. Believe it had, if I remember right, it had some water damage on it, like a little stain on it.
Yeah, I think that it was wavy pages, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe a slight stain, I don't know.
I am not happy that I have to now go through the hassle of returning of what is basically a piece of garbage and then waiting for my money to be refunded. Are you going to resell the magazine to another customer in the poor damaged condition that it's in? When this has happened in the past, the seller has graciously spared me the hassle of shipping the item back and given me a full refund. Are you willing to do that? Good condition implies that the book magazine is in workable condition. I had to peel the front cover corner away from the first page to open it, and that's just part of the damage. That is unacceptable. As I mentioned before, I've ordered from you at least 5 times in the past. This is giving me pause to ever do so again.
Now, 2 red flags. Well, 5 times in the past. So, like, he should know that it's obviously an issue. Not a major issue. It does. It happens rarely. So, it was $20. The main red flag is when this happens to me in the past with other sellers, they let me keep it for free. So obviously, this guy keeps pulling this game with a lot of people. He's either very fussy or he's pulling some type of a scam, but he did not like returning it.
Well, and I wrote him and on Mr. Magazine's behalf, and I said, we need you to return it because we're going to use it as training for our listers.
Right.
Bottom line, you'll get your money back. You'll be made whole. We'll use it as training and say, why would you list this as good? You got to look at this. You got to check this. So kind of crazy.
And being eBay or Amazon, it might be in that condition. She may have said wavy pages from. I don't know. I didn't take a look. I probably should have just in case. But.
Right. Yep. Eric, be on good behavior, please. Mr. Magazine got the following question. Hello. Could you please give some description of this item? Playboy Japan full-size poster centerfold girls from 1975 to 2004.
I mean, that's
exactly.
That's a good listing.
Exactly what?
And there's a picture. I'm sure there's a picture right there. That's a good listing. Wow.
Yes. Can you give me some description? Oh boy. Mr. Magazine had 2-lane blacktop Laserdisc up for auction at $60. Hey guys, no one's looking for this. If you listed it at $40, I'll buy it plus shipping, immediate payment. Well, apparently, A, he's looking for it.
Right.
B, $40 is fine. It's up for auction right now. Let it end. You'll get relisted. Then you can make your offer and you'll get your item. But no one's looking for it.
He knows the rest of the world, apparently.
He said, save you wasting putting it up over and over if no worries. Thanks. Like, yeah.
Well, it'll end. I'll relist with an offer, and he or someone else can make an offer on it.
Yep. Make sure you tune in next week. Next week is one of the 3 shows that we do, live shows that we do that are my absolute favorite. Next week is the Thanksgiving show, and I absolutely love the Thanksgiving show. The other 2 that I love is I love the show right at the end of the year where we talk about resolutions for the following year. And I absolutely love the reveal show where we reveal how much money we did or did not make. Those are my 3 favorite shows of the year, without a doubt. So do tune in next week if you have the opportunity around Thanksgiving. We always have so much to be thankful for.
I thought you told me in private that your favorite shows when I'm not here.
Oh, you're going to be here next week?
Maybe.
Well, all right. Sorry about that. Despite Mr. Magazine being here next week, do show up next week. You don't have to, by the way. We're taking next week off.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mr. Magazine got a notice from Sanify. They want to know where you got your items from, invoices, etc. And anybody out there, see if you can. I already told Mr. Magazine, so he can't play this game. He had up for sale Inside Sports Magazine, March 1994, icy hot Carrie Arnold in the blue Caribbean waters of Jamaica, and Chic Men's Magazine Centerfold Icy Hot Ursula, June 1998.
So what does they have an issue with?
I told you in an email this morning.
You told me to delete it. You said don't worry about it, right?
I also explained what the problem was. Oh, this is great.
What was it? Well, did you already say? Did you tell them the problem?
No,
too?
I haven't told them the problem, so I guess
right.
you can
All
play. Wow.
I got hundreds of emails. I gotta like skim through them, or I'd be still doing it.
Inside Sports Magazine, March 1994, icy hot Carrie Arnold in the blue Caribbean waters of Jamaica.
Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah.
Chic Men's Magazine, Centerfold Icy Hot Ursula, June 1998.
Okay.
So what's the problem?
The problem is those aren't their items.
They own Icy Hot.
Oh, is that it? Well, what's Surfy? Surfy's a company.
Surfy's the company that owns Icy Hot.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah, wow, exactly. Exactly.
Wow. I told you not to spoil this. Oh my God.
But I didn't read the whole email, obviously.
It was 5 words.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe I was asleep. See, Don, yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. Oh.
What could they really do? Nothing.
No, that's what I said. That's why I said delete it. Oh, boy. Is it too late to have another drink?
Isn't this your favorite? This is your favorite show. Ones like this.
Oh, all righty.
Next.
Exactly. Anybody out there complaining about sales? There is no need to complain anymore. eBay's solving the problem, Mr. Magazine.
Oh, good.
eBay has been working on its branding over the past 5 years and launched eBay Evo on Monday, writing that custom illustration, iconography library, proprietary typeface, fully accessible color palette, and story-driven photography help us build a world that feels real, smart, spirited, and dependable. So thanks to eBay Evo, it will all happen. It represents a significant evolution of eBay.
Wow. Lamborghini made an Evo, a Huracan Evo.
The company said in its announcement, aimed at enhancing the customer experience through a modern and simplified approach, ensuring a consistent global presence. It's a celebration of the path eBay is set to continue on, driving innovation and enhancing user experiences for years to come.
Wow.
It also enriches consultants, but that's not written here. eBay's approach with Evo is to humanize and simplify interactions, making the platform more engaging and accessible to a broad audience. Could they possibly put more words to say absolutely nothing?
Well, they call that word salad. Right? Am I right?
You would be correct. Our strategy ensures consistency across our universe of touch points, enhances the shopping experience with a feeling of love and discovery, and puts our customers at the center of the eBay story. Our new brand strategy comes to life within a new creative platform, things people love. So,
is this someone's speech?
Yeah, that was eBay. That was eBay's announcements. Yes, that was eBay's announcement. So
they're saying a lot, but really saying nothing. I've heard this method before. It sounds very familiar, this method. I don't know where I've heard it.
All right. Jibber jabber is about right. Absolutely.
You're good at that.
Absolutely.
I love these shows. I'm up now. I'm awake.
All it took was that eBay right there, the eBay Evo announcement.
Well, you got me at Evo first. I'm thinking Lamborghini Evo, and now it's eBay Evo. I take the Lamborghini.
Right. Absolutely. And thank you for being a member, Aaron. So many buzzwords in there, yet it said absolutely nothing. It was unbelievable. Oh,
gosh.
Did you see this auction that's coming up?
You'll tell me if I did, and I won't remember. So you might as well say it again.
The 10 Commandments on a rock from 500 AD.
Holy cow! Where are these located?
Well, it's 115 pounds
in Italy.
The Israel, like an Israeli museum selling it. If you buy it, you have to put it on public display. That's part of the agreement in buying it.
So how many racks are there?
One.
Oh, it's all on one. It's going to be a huge rock.
115-pound rock.
Wow.
They're expecting $1 to $2 million. It's one of the earliest.
So a museum would need this. Who else would buy it?
You could put it in your front yard. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be pretty cool. But yeah, I thought that, again, if I were rich, how awesome would that be? 500 AD. I mean, you talk about history right there.
That would be very cool.
What, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie? You've heard of Red Box, right?
Mm-hmm. There's still, I just saw one. There's still one in Walgreens and Mount Reed and Maiden.
People are emptying the red boxes. They're not hooked up anymore. So they're going there and putting in for the transactions. The credit cards aren't going through.
Right.
You have to do it one DVD at a time, but you can empty the thing one DVD at a time
for free.
So people are emptying the red box.
So they're basically
DVDs.
out of business.
Yeah,
they have no inventory.
No, they're bankrupt, and people are scrapping the machines and kind of going in, the stores and go, do you care?
You know what they should do? They should just cut a hole out of the front and use it for those clothing drop-offs.
There you go.
You don't have to paint it.
That's true.
Put clothes in it.
Or you could just go there and put through transactions one after another and get free DVDs. The RMS Carpathia. Have you heard of that, Mr. Magazine?
I've heard of RMS.
There you go. The captain from it, back in the day, got a message from the Titanic that the Titanic was sinking. He went over, he deviated from his course and went over and ended up saving 700 people.
Never knew that. Wow.
Including John Astor's wife, ended up being the widow because John Astor perished. They ended up giving him a gold pocket watch. John Astor's wife and two other wealthy ladies gave him a gold pocket watch for saving their lives. It just sold at auction for $2 million, the highest price ever paid for something from the Titanic.
Well, they're very strong. The chains for the pocket watches, they dangle them so they can climb on.
Wouldn't they have had to give them the watch in advance for that to have happened?
No, they're in the water and then they dangled it off the.
But where did you get the watch from?
Okay, move on.
No, I think you're
not
making
my best
things
one.
up.
I'm very rusty. I can't take it. I can't do skip weeks anymore.
Best old news store's prices of $5,000 to $10,000. Had to go to Ottawa for it. Oh,
jeez,
that's a glitch. That's a glitch. Whoops, that's funny. That is funny. Did you hear about the autograph collection going up for sale, Mr. Magazine?
I don't believe so.
It is the largest collection of autographs in history, Mr. Magazine, is going up for sale.
Wow.
Unprecedented collection of more than 60,000 signatures from historical figures and everyday people from around the world.
Wow.
It's a 60-pound book.
Wait, it's one item?
Yep.
Holy cow.
A man named Joseph F. Mikulek, a Croatian traveler who went around the world, born in 1878. In 1898, he started going around the world, went to Europe, South America, and so on, collecting signatures from everybody he met along the way.
So there's some famous people and then some nobodies.
Absolutely. Yep. 200,000 miles he went on foot collecting these.
Just traveling is like crazy in itself.
Back then, yeah.
But getting signatures is like just a souvenir of signatures. Wow.
6 U.S. presidents, 2 monarchs, Prime Minister of Great Britain, leaders of Japan, Australia, India, China, Singapore, and Canada, Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie. He used 44 pairs of shoes when walking because he walks so much. Every continent other than Antarctica. Ended around 1923.
So the signatures are from like 1900 and 1923. Wow, 60,000 of them.
Yeah. All in one
I don't
book.
even know what that could be. I want to guess it's similar in value to like the 412th Wemby 1-of-1 card. Right? I'm going to guess. Am I close? Because that's like 100.
They're only expecting about 75 grand out of it. Yeah, that seems reasonable. It seems very, very reasonable.
Like, there wasn't like any baseball players, even if they were nobodies. That would be kind of cool if they were on like a tobacco card. I mean, there has to be 60,000. I mean, it's crazy,
right?
I mean, who could do that nowadays?
I've never come across anything from the Titanic. Obviously, I've come across things after the Titanic, early things after the Titanic, but never anything from the Titanic.
I've had like magazines with Titanic Tony in there, but that's about it.
Nice.
TONI.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But yeah, that autograph book is crazy, isn't it?
Jeez. But if I'm worth about 10 million, I'd buy this for 100,000. Why would you not? It's cool.
According to Card Ladder, sports card prices are falling. They're again down by about 2 to 11%.
Shocking.
Hockey cards have gone down about 11%. Hockey cards have gone down the most.
But if you look at these guys, these YouTubers, there's a show every week now all over the country, and the same big dealers are going to all these shows, and you see them, they're just trading off stuff. Like, oh, here's $100,000 and these 10 cards. Your cards, it's $100. I'll trade you these 10 for that. They say they're exchanging the money, but they're really not. It's just card for card. And any trades are like $5-10 It's not like as big as they're making it out to be.
Right. This is about the big pen jumbo bag.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Wow. How many pens did he buy?
And I don't know if you saw this or not, Mr. Magazine. They've inducted some new toys into the National Toy Hall of Fame, which is actually right here in Rochester, New York.
That's right.
Does that bring up the value of the toys if they make the Hall of Fame?
It should, but I'm sure it doesn't.
Really?
Maybe if it's the first edition.
Really? So if you say, the Slicky's in the Hall of Fame, and people don't say, oh, I got to have it because it's in the Hall.
Let me guess. Spanish Cabbage Patch Kid. Did they make it yet?
I don't know. I didn't even look to see what it was. I just wanted to tell my bad joke. Did you see Hank Aaron postcard when he was on the Indianapolis Clowns of the Negro Leagues? Sold for $200,000. Had an estimate of $10,000.
Is it the only one around?
There are other ones around, but this was actually belonged to the scout. It was from the scout who signed Hank Aaron. Wow. So it was in his scrapbook.
10. They were off on that one. 10. Why would they say $10,000 in this day and age? That's crazy. And it probably was not in good shape either, I bet.
Yeah, that I didn't see. Ted Williams' 1946 AL MVP award sold for $528,750, setting a new record for MVP awards.
Wow.
I was on Whatnot on a train on Saturday, a book train. 20-minute, somebody sold 39 books in 20 minutes.
Wow.
That's amazing. 39 books in 20 minutes. I think I did 15, and I was happy as anything doing 15 in 20 minutes. 39 books in 20 minutes. It's outrageous. Mr. Magazine, you apparently were trying to sell a counterfeit item, I heard.
Okay, was it a shirt?
No.
I had a counterfeit shirt.
Super Dave Osborne was Albert Brooks. Yeah, absolutely. I knew that. And I actually just listed up on eBay a Super Dave Osborne animation cell. There you go.
He was great, that guy. I love that guy.
There you go.
And he was good in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
So you don't even know the counterfeit item you had?
Let me think about this. Was this recent? We have so many. I don't know where to begin.
The Jim Brown autograph.
Oh, that, yeah. We had it listed for 2 years, and we sold it. We don't even have it on eBay. It actually sold on eBay like 2 weeks before that.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
It just amazes me how, like, they have authentication for cards that are already graded, which is a waste of time and money, but they can't have authentication for autographs, which that's where they really need it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it could be, someone's telling them that. Well, let's say like, okay, Joe Schmo's telling me that. Let's send it off to our eBay authenticators, which could be guys that work for JSA, PSA, whatever, and then they're going to know, they're going to be the end all be all because it might be real. Who knows who's calling them and telling them it. Right.
Well, that's the big problem. That's absolutely the problem.
Just like Ted Williams' son used to go to shows and tell everyone that their autographs were all fake when they weren't,
Oh, absolutely. They could have been doing 10-second. They may have sold stuff out of the buy it now, or they could have been doing 10-second, what do you call it? Sudden death as well. But yeah, no, I can get about 17 items on a 20-minute train. So I have fun. Yeah, right. There you go, Don. There you go. A Harry Potter map sold for $300,000 at auction. It was the map that was put on
the movie or something?
Prop.
Okay.
Movie prop. Yeah. Movie prop. Sold for $300,000. This is crazy. John Lennon had a Patek Philippe 2499. A guy bought it. Then he reached out to Yoko Ono to verify the provenance.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it was stolen from John Lennon. So now he's got to give it back to Yoko Ono.
Oh my God. What did he pay for it?
Didn't say what he paid for it, but yeah, he's out the watch now because
it's Yoko's. 6 figures or more. Who knows?
Yep.
That Paul Newman one went for like, what, $2 million or something like that?
Yeah. Well, the Aga Khan Emerald, a 37-carat gemstone, went for almost 8.9 million, 865, so almost $8.9 million for this emerald, owned by the Aga Khan back in the day. Sotheby's, did you hear about this lawsuit they settled?
No.
They settled a lawsuit that they were avoiding sales tax in New York State.
Wow.
They were accepting reseller certificates from people that they knew were not resellers. In fact, one of the people they accepted for, they shipped the things right to his office in New York City for him to put up on the wall. So they were saving everybody 8%.
Why is this New York though?
Well, New York's the one that went after him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, New York State went after him.
Are they getting fined or owing the money? What's going on?
They got fined. Yeah. Yep. They got fined. Did you see the big thing going on? You probably saw this one going on with the Topps patch signature, Paul Skeens, Pittsburgh Pirates rookie card.
Just the 1 of 1 or something?
Yeah.
Did someone pull it yet or no?
No,
the Pirates want to buy it or something, right?
Yeah.
That's a bounty, yeah.
Yeah, the bounty is 2 season tickets behind home plate at PNC Park for 30 years.
Oh, for 30 years. Okay, that's I don't know.
81 games times 30 years, 2,400 games.
Wow,
behind home plate.
All right, that is kind of cool, but you'd have to be like a 30-year-old fan to want to do that. If you're like 70 years old, you're not doing it.
Then you get a softball game on the field with team alumni, a meet and greet with Paul Skeens, 2 signed jerseys. Then his girlfriend, Livy Dunn, said that if you did that, you could watch a game with her in a suite.
I mean, oh, God, it's cool. Okay, but like someone that wants to do that is either a diehard fan. What are the odds that a diehard fan is pulling that card? 1 in 30 something, just from there, on top of the 1 in a million to pull the card. But the point is, like, I'd rather have $250,000 now than like, and then I'll just get my season tickets and go whenever I want to go. Like, I mean, it's cool, but most people pull that probably would rather have money.
But you get to sit with Livy Dunn. Maybe she'll give you some workout tips.
Okay.
Just saying. This is going to be really, really crazy. And this is so crazy. I don't know if it's going to work, Mr. Magazine.
Okay.
Barnes & Noble. You've heard of them?
Yep.
They're expanding.
Okay. Into what?
Into books. They're going to be pushing the books. They're growing larger, pushing heavy into the books. Per their story.
Wait, you or them?
Barnes & Noble. They're going to prioritize customer preferences over promotions and catering to readers who engage in social media. So they're actually going to try to provide what customers want. That's so crazy. It just might work.
No, I don't want to say I don't want to say who else used that method. It worked well for them, but
there you go. So I sold an item a couple of weeks ago, came back to me undeliverable.
I get that sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it's not nice, but go ahead.
All of a sudden I get a phone call, and it was, later in the evening. I don't answer my phone in the evening. I went the next morning, checked my message. It was from a guy, went about a minute and a half about how he had this over here, and he went to the post office, and they said it went back because the wrong the wrong city was in it, and the wrong zip code, and blah, 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 blah. And I was wondering if I'd gotten it back, and could I send it back to him? Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, okay. So I text him. As I'm getting set to hit text, it says, the number you are texting is a landline.
Now you got to call them if you're going to do that.
Do you want to pay money? I guess you can pay money to have it converted from a text into a voicemail.
Oh, that might be worth it.
I said, I'll call the guy. I call the guy, I get his machine. I say, hey, this is so. He answers the phone. Explains to me all about how, he got back because yada, yada. Okay, no problem. He goes, you're a hard person to track down. No, you go on eBay and you click on the item and you message me. It's not very hard.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, my dad was in the antiquarian book trade before he died, and I kind of went into it as well. So I called a book dealer that I knew in Rochester, and they were able to put me in touch with you.
Wow.
Give me your contact information. I'm like,
wow.
Well, that's
tell you who
pretty
this guy
cool.
was?
It was some woman. I don't know who it was, but it's, as soon as I described who you were, they knew who you were and they had your information. I go, well, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
So then I talked to him for a little bit. You can do a search on this. I do not. I think Franklin is his last name.
Benjamin?
No. Franklin is his last name. He said, and you know how people say things and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I actually
do that a lot. Okay, whatever.
I actually searched on it. 100% true. He was saying that his dad was an antiquarian book dealer, put together this collection that they were trying to sell back in the 70s. They ended up selling it to a museum in Japan that has it there, including a copy of the Magna Carta.
Wow.
I looked into it. It's true. Burt Franklin. That was the name. Burt Franklin was the gentleman's name. Sure enough, it's called the Burt Franklin collection over in Japan. Has a copy of the Magna Carta. Do you remember the Medicis?
No.
From history class? They were the Italian merchants of the, I don't know, 15th century, 16th century, whatever it was. He donated a book of like a year's worth of their records, like their ledger book.
Crazy.
Like, where do you get this stuff from?
Exactly.
And he said, he goes, my dad never had a lot of money. He just was able to put good stuff together from dealing throughout all the years. I'm like, that's awesome. Wow. A Magna Carta and a book by the Medicis. I'm like, and I'm happy when I get $100 comic book.
Yeah.
And this guy's got one of a kind stuff from the 1500s.
So he wanted to buy something from you? Or no, he bought something.
The son did. The son did. Yeah. But how crazy is that? I mean, that's a rambling story. The Burt Franklin collection. Do look it up. If you love old paper, you'll look at that and you'll say, wow. And it kind of made me feel like just the things that we're capable of getting just from doing the things that we do. Well, there you go. But yeah, do Burt Franklin, Japan, and you'll see the collection, including the Magna Carta. Because I'm going, yeah, right. He had a copy of the Magna Carta. Sure, he did. Oh, he did. And it's in the Japanese museum. Okay.
Yeah, where do you even get that? And what do you pay for it?
He said he thought his dad paid $200 to $400 after the war because these people didn't have any money in England because they were all destroyed. So he was just buying stuff cheap from people over there.
Holy cow, that's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And he goes, yeah, copy of the Magna Carta for $20 million. My dad didn't get anything close to that for it. But then again, you're selling it back in the 80s.
Yeah, right.
It's 40 years ago. Exactly. Kind of crazy there.
And that signed book would have went for like $1,000 back in the 80s.
Yeah, right. And I wanted to touch on something, Mr. Magazine, and then we'll head on into the main topic over here. I remember a couple of weeks ago, you were making fun of the $1.5 million banana art with the duct tape.
Yeah, I was. And I will again today. I don't care what it's worth.
You know, it's entitled Comedian.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
By the Italian artist Maurizio Catalan.
Mm-hmm.
It first debuted in 2019 as an edition of 3 fruits at the Art Basel Miami Beach, where it became a much discussed sensation. All right. People are wondering if it's a statement, a commentary on the state of the art world and so on. But some of the experts have weighed in, Mr. Magazine.
Okay.
What Catalan is really doing is turning a mirror to the contemporary art world and asking questions, provoking thought about how we ascribe value to artworks, what we define as an artwork.
Yeah. It's an interpretation.
But that's not all.
A lot of money. They want to write off money on old fruit.
If it's just a tool for understanding the insular capitalist art collecting world, it's not that interesting of an idea. But he's thought of a trickster artist. His work is often at the intersection of the sort of humor and deeply macabre. He's quite often looking at ways of provoking us, not just for the sake of provocation, but to ask us to look into some of the sort of darkest parts of history and of ourselves. And that's why he chose the banana, Mr. Magazine, because there's hard to come up with a better simple symbol of global trade and all of its exploitations than the banana. If it's about making people think about their moral complicity in the production of objects they take for granted, it's at least a more useful tool, or it's at least an additional sort of place to go in terms of the questions this work could be asking, Mr. Magazine.
2 things. 1, word salad. 2, you know what this guy is? This guy's bananas. That's what he is. I'm going to tell you right now. This is crazy.
You are such a heathen.
Jeez.
You are such a heathen. I cannot believe that I'm sitting next to a heathen like you. Absolutely. Exactly.
Speaking of Campbell soup, I had one on my bolo that you should watch. When's it coming out?
A few weeks, yep.
It's worth it. This is my Jim Dandy bolo.
Mr. Magazine, we've yet to convince him that banana and duct tape is art, but we will continue to work on this Neanderthal next to me. At some point, we'll have him convinced that indeed that is a wise decision and wonderful piece of artwork. It's called The Comedian.
Yeah, it's making me laugh. Yeah.
All right.
How do they hold? Oh, let's move on.
No, go ahead.
How do they keep the banana from getting?
They don't. They replace it and they replace the duct tape, but you get specific directions from the artist on the proper way to hang the banana on the wall. So that's basically what you're buying.
But I have to replace it, or for 1.5, the artist comes and replaces it.
No, you do that. You do that.
This is so absurd. That's even worse.
But you're getting the right to hang that banana on your wall.
For 1.5, I expect the artist to come down every week and swap out everything. Right?
Wow.
So now you become the artist. You're doing the art. You're like a copycat.
You're a copycat, but you're officially licensed.
Someone should officially punch him in the face.
Wow.
or you know what? Take bananas and poke him in his eyes with both bananas.
Wow.
That is true. He is laughing all the way to the bank. I'm the idiot. Man. I'm jealous.
Yeah, you saw duct tape and a banana, and you just said, "Oh, I need this later, and let me eat the banana."
Yeah, right.
He said, "I see a money-making opportunity. I see art."
I'll tape the banana. Look at my nose.
All right, we're gonna head on into, it's gone really off the rails tonight. We're gonna head on into what's keeping you from being truly successful as a reseller, Mr. Magazine.
I mean, is this for everybody? I mean, I have to.
Well,
I don't want to sound
you?
conceited, but I mean, I feel like for doing this 30 years and where I am, at least at eBay and Amazon, I would feel I'm successful.
Truly successful.
Truly successful. I mean, I'd have to work so much I don't sleep. Well, I mean, let's face it. In this business, unless you find the gold mines weekly, which we know that's never going to happen, you have to work more and list more, buy more and sell more. And that's the only way it's going to happen. But like, you know, I was working 80 hours, now I'm working 65 to 70. I mean, I don't want to work more the older I get. I'm happy where I am. I'm paying my bills. I'm living a decent life. My family's getting provided for. So like, you know, yeah, I'd love to be worth $10 million and buy a Lamborghini, but you know, to do that, I don't.
Or a banana and duct tape.
Exactly. But I mean, to be successful, I want to break it down. Like, I feel like I'm successful in eBay and Amazon. I don't know if it's truly, but you know, I can't do much more with eBay. With the way eBay is going, hopefully it's getting better. But I can do more with Whatnot, where I can be successful, or I don't know, again, the truly makes it higher level success. But for me to be successful, and I have so much inventory records, leaving it on the table, and we're doing so well just at 8 hours a week. I want to do it 80 hours a week. You know what I mean? So if I'm doing, $1,000 in 4 hours, I can do $10,000 in 40 hours. So how do I get there? I mean, I can't do it all myself, but I certainly I'm going to chip in at some point and do it. I'm trying to figure that now. We got Christmas around the corner, so it's not the best time, but we're all smart. We've all been doing this a long time, experience. So, to be more successful, you got to work more, I would say, work smart and work more, buy smart. Hopefully you're finding some great buys out there still after all these years. So just grind it out, keep it going. And little by little, you can move up the chain, I guess. How about you?
Oh, I mean, you might not liking the list. that does hurt your sales a little bit. I would venture to say. I remember Bananas Magazine. There you go. You should have taped it to the wall with duct tape, Eric. You could have been rich.
I mean, if I'm in a garage sale or a estate sale or an auction, and someone had a banana and duct tape, and then a Bananas Magazine, I would probably buy the Bananas Magazine. As dumb as I am.
You're such a comedian.
Let me double up next week. When was I silly? Let's be silly again.
And welcome in, Lee. I would say that I've got a couple of issues going on, but they have a pill for that. No, one of the big issues I have is because of the way that I do things, and this is where you and I are completely different on things. I'm incremental. You're not incremental. We'll take Etsy for an example. I sold 8 items last week on Etsy. Yeah. And I sit there and I do the Whatnot shows. And I say, oh, this is good for Etsy. This is good for Etsy. And I list 2 items a day on Etsy.
Yeah.
If I went through the house, if I were able to do so, and I went through the house and say I have 1,000 items in here for Etsy, if I took 2 weeks, whatever amount of time it took, and listed all of that on Etsy, all of a sudden, instead of selling 8 items in a week on Etsy, I might be selling 35 items in a week on Etsy, or whatever, 20 items in a week. But what I do is I list an item on million.dollar.peddlers, and I sell 2-3 a week.
Right.
I list here, I list there. So everything is getting incrementally better, but nothing is truly great because, now if you extrapolate that out, 5 years from now, instead of selling 8 items in a week on Etsy, I'll be selling 22 items in a week on Etsy or whatever it works out to.
Well, I mean, that's how we grew the DVD site. We went from nothing to $100 a month to, $25,000 a month. So that's crazy. But this, AJ, this is funny you say that. Why not just list all your stuff on eBay for what prices? It'll sell just as fast. And you don't need the second platform. So now when I get these offers, I'm having that mentality. It's like, but here's the thing. I have my own rules to, one, it's got to be an older item they're making the offer on within 2-3 years older, but also the price. So obviously I'm not going to take an $8 item and sell it for $4 or $2 on eBay with all the fees. But if someone's offering me $20 on a $38 or $40 item, now I got to think to myself, is this a common item? Is it a rare item? How long has it been on? How much did I pay for it? And then I go, if we're on Whatnot, would I sell it for this? Yes, I would. So then I'm taking lower offers now, depending on the items, and that's probably another reason my sales are a little higher. So if I take 2 or 3 offers a day that I normally wouldn't take, it might be $50 at the end of the month. That's $1,500 gross. So it's paying for something,
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
So it's funny, but yeah, I definitely look at it from that perspective now.
The other thing that's holding me back from success, as crazy as this is going to sound, is at this moment, I have no pressing needs. And nothing drives you like the rent's due at the end of the month, or my car broke and I don't have the money for the transmission.
Mm-hmm.
That drives you.
Yeah.
I don't have that drive at this point. So I list every single day. I'm listing 25 plus items a day. But today I'll give a perfect example. About midnight, I woke up and it felt like there was a brick right in the middle of my head. Now, first I thought Mrs. Paperguy was mad at me and smashing me in the head, but no, it was not that. It was sinus. Mm-hmm. And I took sinus medicine a couple of times this morning. It felt like garbage all morning. I made my quota, but then I went and laid down.
Yeah.
Guess what? If I had the day job, I wouldn't have been laying down in the middle of the day.
Right.
If I absolutely needed $500 for rent, I wouldn't have been laying down in the middle of the day. Mm-hmm. And so things like that, and again, I was not feeling well. It's not like I said, oh, I'm not going to work today. No, I felt like absolute garbage, but I didn't push myself through it, whereas I could have done so.
Question for you. How much you spend weekly, if you even do now, like buying stuff on eBay or Heritage for your own collection? I've
kind of cut back on that right now.
Okay.
Because
I would say that would be something that, like, say it was $400 a week, and I don't know what it was. It might be something like, they might be your incentive to list more like, hey, let my goal be $1,000 a week. Let me list 5. And now you're getting your bills paid, obviously, easily, no problem. But you're also like increasing your collection, which is also fun and cool. Like, hey,
right,
I got an extra 500 this week. I wanted this graded comic. Let me get it this week. And next week, I love to be in that spot, which maybe next year I can. But with these huge deals, I got to buy $1 million deal for $100,000, not buy $100,000 item for my collection. You know what I mean? So,
well, and the other thing that's kind of keeping me from being it, and it was not a bad deal today whatsoever. I mean, I picked up 90 items for $60, and they're all going to sell, and it's a day, and it's 2 days of listing, whatever it is, between Whatnot, between eBay, between. So it's easy enough for me to get through, but that is a 2-day detour from the stuff that I already have. I didn't really need the stuff, but it's a 2-day detour. But I'll make money off of it, definitely, but if I sat there and I said, I'm only buying things that I think I can sell for $100 or more,
right,
that would probably help me as well. Again, not that this was a bad deal. I'll make good money off of it. Part of the problem with that, though, is you did give me the lead. So when somebody gives me the lead, I kind of feel obligated to go, and unless the prices are crazy, buy it. Mm-hmm. Just because it reflects poorly on you if I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
If the guy came back to you and said, you gave me this guy's number, he's a jerk. Well, what the heck? So I kind of feel obligated at that point as well. Sure. But I think that's kind of what's holding me back are, I don't know, just the days are, and I'm making enough money to survive, and whatever, happy.
Oh, that's cool.
So we'll see what the other people say over there.
All right. eBay is preventing success.
There you go. But you guys, I have. Nice. There you go. Wait, I think I've had that con run on me already.
Remember that Duncan? Did you tell them that story? Was that
that was a rambling story. Yeah. The financial incentive is gone with retirement. Yeah. I spent more than 2 weeks adding to my personal collection last 2 weeks. Yep. You give me all your money so you'd have to do that. That's really nice of you, Don. That is really nice.
Good way to look at it.
Yeah. But my money's that silly, worthless American stuff, Don. You don't want this stuff. You'd be loony.
Lune. It's Lune.
Oh, sorry. If you took my money. All right, we're gonna head on into the rambling story of the week.
All right, so I'll make this as quick as I can.
You got somewhere to be?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're over, so maybe they want to, I haven't been my usual self.
They are allowed to leave. They don't have to sit.
Anywho, I got the warehouse. Had it for.
No, you have been your usual self. That's half the problem.
True. What'd you say? I can't remember.
I don't know.
So I've had it 7 years, I think.
Okay.
And when you look at it, it looks small, but because there's a house in front of the back side of it, so it goes back into the left, so it's kind of L-shaped, I guess, a little bit.
Okay.
And I never went behind it because it's just a bunch of trees. We cleared the land on the right side where the container is. I got 3 pods in a sea container. So I get a letter from the city last week about
very confusing letter.
Yeah, about a code violation, and I was reading it and it was talking about
motor vehicles
and objects with no license plates.
So we immediately, and I don't mean to cut in on you, but we immediately thought it's the pods.
Right.
But then I started looking at it and I'm going, they keep saying vehicles. Pods are not vehicles.
But then they talked about being on grass and being on concrete or something like that. So grass is a violation. I'm thinking like, well, I do have 2 pods in a sea container on grass. So, it would have to be that. I can't think of anything else, So then I called my attorney. I sent it to him. I obviously sent it to Paperboy, and I said, why don't I just call the lady from the city? Because they're only giving me 7 days to
10 days, I think.
10 days,
10 days, yeah.
But, say it was mailed on the 6th. I didn't get it till the 10th. And then that means it gives me like 7 days. I go, there's no way I'm getting 100,000 magazines out of the sea container and probably another 50,000 magazines out of the 3 pods, whatever. So I call her up and she told me I have multiple unlicensed vehicles on my property. And I said, no, I don't. I actually said I have the sea container. She didn't know what that was. So luckily we moved on from that. But she said I have vehicles. She can send me a picture. So then when we got off the phone, I said, I'll do whatever I got to do to get compliant, but I'm going to need some time. Winter's around the corner. I got to get stuff moved. She goes, well, we'll work with you. Just give us, progress reports and stuff. So I did a Google, bird's eye view, whatever. My niece did that. So apparently the back of my property has a strip of land like a thin driveway. I don't know if a car would fit with ways on it, all the way to the side street, which is a dead end. And it's called Darrow Street. Well, apparently these neighbors around that street decided to put all their dead cars on my strip of land that I didn't know existed. There's like 7 or 8 cars. There's a mini school bus there. It's just ridiculous. So then I go, I don't even know what to do this one. Then I got to worry about, she told me I should tow them. I said, it's going to cost thousands of dollars to tow them. Can I scrap them? She goes, I don't know if you can scrap them because technically they're owned by somebody. They could sue you. So I said, oh, I'm in a pickle here. So I got some towing, information from paper going somewhere else. And then I had my buddy Fred. He actually went down the street and talked to some people. And apparently it's one of the neighbors, which was 2 doors down. So the neighbor right next to the property by the cars reported me. But 2 doors down is a neighbor that I don't know if he sells cars or works on cars, whatever, because he's got 8 behind his lot by my house and another 7. So, well, to make a long story short, he claims he's going to take them off. He hasn't done it yet, but, I'm working with him.
But you actually talked with him now?
Yeah, he finally came into work. Well, I kept going by every day, and he saw me going by every morning, didn't know who I was, so he followed me to the warehouse, and then we talked. I got his name and number, but, again, if he doesn't do this, if he's just stringing me along, which possibly could be, I'm going to get fined. They're going to tow him. It's going to be $10,000 before that happens, So, and we don't want winter to come because then guess what? It's a lot harder to tow a car that's got 3 wheels or, missing something that is in grass with snow, So, just another crazy thing going on in my life that I got to deal with. So,
wow.
Yeah. But we'll give a progress report. Hopefully next week I'll be a happy camper if they're all removed because I would like to clear the land and maybe put like a big storage unit or something. I guess homeless people were back there living underneath bushes and stuff. From what they told me. So if I clear the land, put a fence up, and put a storage unit there, might be beneficial.
Wow. Pay your employees more. They don't have to live behind it.
Exactly.
All right, everybody. Fun show today. Thanks for coming on by. Went a little bit long, but we definitely do appreciate all of you. Mr. Magazine, are you on Whatnot?
I am on Whatnot. Tomorrow night from 6 to 8 for comics, and we're going to be doing the usual 8 till 12 Saturday and Sunday for 33s.
And how would anyone find you?
MISTER Magazine.
Oh, that's right. You think I would have remembered that from last week
And
or
you're
2 weeks ago?
Paperboy.
I am Paperboy on there. Tuesday, 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. all times Eastern. Wednesday, 4 p.m. and Thursday, 4 p.m. Come on by tomorrow. Great book sale. Did pick up some Stephen King books. You'll be seeing them in January. I know a lot of people have been asking for Stephen King stuff, so definitely do stop by for that. That'll be in January. I will get those concert tickets up at some point as well. A lot of great stuff coming to Whatnot sometime soon. And the final shameless plug, if you are not a member already, what are you waiting for? We've got about 150 videos up behind the paywall. Definitely worth doing. Everybody that is a member absolutely loves it. Put up some really good videos back over there. So do check it out if you haven't already. It's only $6.99. Join for 1 month and then say, yeah, it's pretty good. And then quit and join in another 3 months when I put up another 150 videos. So definitely do try it if you haven't already. Want to thank you all for coming on out today. Do hit the like button. I've heard from somebody very wise that that's something to do as well. And we will see you in a moment. Hold on.
Oh, Confucius.
Oh, definitely time for a fence. Yep. Confucius say, man who eats IHOP has some bunny with good taste. There you are. All right, everybody. We'll see you next video.
Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.